Who would win in a fight between Dr. Manhattan and Lucifer Morningstar? In a dark laboratory in New Mexico, 1959, Jon Osterman, a brilliant physicist, is experimenting with the inner field. Blue light flashes from a giant device, enveloping his body. His body dissolves into the air, molecules splitting apart in a resounding explosion. Elementary particles float, recombining into a transcendent entity. Dr. Manhattan is born from the ashes of his former self. His skin is a brilliant blue, his body no longer bound by time or space. He sees the past, present, and future simultaneously, like an endless river flowing through his mind. His origins stem from a nuclear accident, making him the sole god of the Watchmen universe. He can manipulate molecules down to the subatomic level, recreate himself from air, and travel instantaneously across dimensions. During the Vietnam War, he changed the course of the battlefield, turning enemies into dust with his mind. His vision expanded, seeing the universe as a vibrating molecular web where everything could be reshaped. He left Earth, living on Mars, building a crystal palace from red sand. His history was tied to personal tragedy, the loss of his love, Lori Juspecic, which further alienated him from humanity. He became a symbol of unparalleled power, but isolated in immortality. During the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, he rebooted the 52 universe, demonstrating the ability to reshape reality. The light from his body shone, reflecting countless parallel realities. Characters involved include Ozymandias, who used him in a fake peace plan, and the comedian, who witnessed his insensitivity. Dr. Manhattan wanders the dimensions, searching for meaning in quantum chaos. Now a new threat emerges, drawing him into a fateful confrontation. The universe shakes as he senses the presence of another entity, more powerful than he could have imagined. His gaze shifts to the infinite void where darkness and light merge. The story begins here, with the origin of an artificial god, leading to a war that transcends the boundaries of reality. Deep in the depths of hell, Lucifer Morningstar was once the messenger of light, the beloved son of God. He fell from grace, leading a rebellion against heaven. His vision is a sea of red fire, souls screaming in eternal pain. He abandoned his throne in hell, wandering the realms, opening the Lux Bar in Los Angeles. His origin is from the Creator, the first being created by God, with the power of infinite will. This will allow him to shape reality as he wishes, not limited by matter or molecules. He can create new universes from nothing, manipulate minds and souls. In Sandman, he gave the keys to hell to Dream, demonstrating his distaste for power. His vision is a pair of sparkling white wings, which, though clipped, regenerate at his will. He appears as a gentleman, with golden hair and eyes as red as embers. His prehistory is filled with adventures, from creating his own dimensions to confronting the ancient gods. In his battle with his brother Michael, he demonstrated his superior power, reshaping the very nature of creation. His will is mental, making any wish come true, far beyond molecular manipulation. Characters involved include Mazikeen, his loyal lover with a half-demon face, and Amenadiel, his brother, who represents divine power. He once created a parallel universe, just to satisfy his curiosity, where the stars twinkle to the beat of his heart. Now, the presence of Dr. Manhattan attracts him as a new challenge in his endless journey. He sits on a crystal throne, observing the universe through a glass of wine, feeling the flow of reality. The story continues from this fallen origin, leading to a fateful encounter between two transcendent entities. The light from his eyes shines, reflecting countless possibilities. In the endless void between universes, Dr. Manhattan floats, his blue body glowing like a neutron star. He senses a disturbance, another entity approaching. Lucifer Morningstar emerges from the darkness, his white wings spread, covering the space. His vision is a collision of blue light and red fire, creating a storm of energy. They face each other, no words, just a stream of consciousness. Lucifer smiles, using infinite will to probe his mind. Dr. Manhattan responds by dissociating the surrounding molecules, trying to reconstruct reality. The first major milestone is the initial exploration, where Lucifer creates an illusion of the collapsing universe, making him see his nuclear accident again. He calms down, recreating his body from stardust. Surprises occur when Lucifer reveals knowledge of the 52 universe, making him hesitate. The climax builds as they move through dimensions, from a red Mars to a fiery hell. Lucifer uses his will to turn his molecules into nothingness, but he resists with quantum manipulation. Relevant characters appear briefly, as Ozymandias watches from Earth, and Mazikeen supports Lucifer from afar. Visions are energy blasts, falling meteors, reality warping like broken glass. They fight through time, Lucifer pulling him into his fallen past, he pushes him into the chaotic future. when Lucifer reshapes the nature of creation, turning him into a temporary normal human. He suddenly reboots local reality, like the 52 universe. Connecting to the previous chapter, their origins now become weapons. Lucifer uses fallen pride to manipulate the mind. He uses immortal isolation to resist. In the midst of a violent cosmic storm, where stars collided and reality warped like a fragile, torn fabric, Dr. Manhattan floated, his body glowing blue, glowing like the core of a collapsing neutron star. The light shone through the endless void, reflecting countless parallel realities that vibrated. He felt the flow of molecules, each elementary particle a note in a quantum symphony that he could control at will. Lucifer Morningstar, his gleaming white wings spread wide like two doors to hell, stood opposite, his eyes glowing red like smoldering embers. The visual confrontation was a chaotic blend of hellfire and nuclear energy, where the air thickened into hot plasma, and distant celestial bodies were pulled off course by invisible forces. The first big surprise comes when Dr. Manhattan, with his ability to see through time, tries to predict Lucifer's moves. He travels through time, pulling him into a quantum loop where his fallen past repeats itself endlessly. Images of Lucifer rebelling against heaven flash by, with a sea of fire engulfing the angels who fall like autumn leaves. But Lucifer only smiles, his infinite will exploding, shattering the loop like shattered glass. He reshapes reality, turning the loop into a vision where Dr. Manhattan sees himself disintegrating in the nuclear accident of 1959, his body disintegrating into floating blue dust. The vision is so vivid that he feels the pain tearing at his flesh, but he quickly reassembles, his body forming from thin air, with molecules coalescing into solid flesh. The climax begins to escalate as Lucifer summons the full power of the infinite will, a force of the mind that transcends the physical. He reaches out, and the space around him contracts, transforming into a fiery sphere where every molecule is manipulated to his will. Dr. Manhattan responds by splitting himself into countless versions, each representing a parallel reality from the 52 universe he once rebooted. The blue images multiply, surrounding Lucifer from all directions, each firing a nuclear beam, shaking the very foundations of creation. The vision is of thousands of shimmering blue figures, moving at the speed of light, forming a web of energy as intricate as a cosmic spider web. Lucifer does not flinch. He used his will to reshape these versions, turning them into screaming souls from hell, each reflecting his personal tragedy of losing his love for Lori, his isolation on Mars, and his indifference to humanity. Dr. Manhattan and Lucifer Morningstar faced each other, the sky shattered into sparkling shards of glass, reflecting countless parallel universes. Dr. Manhattan hovered, his blue body glowing, his milky eyes scanning time. He, Lucifer, stood firm with his black wings spread, his golden hair fluttering in the cosmic wind, his red eyes blazing like shooting stars. The air vibrated with enormous energy, distant planets exploding into stardust. Dr. Manhattan attacked first, manipulating molecules to restructure reality. He raised his hand, turning the air into hot plasma, shooting it towards him. The image of plasma swirled like a river of fire, illuminating the darkness. But he smiled, activating the will of God. With his infinite mind, he reshaped the attack, turning the plasma into crimson roses that fell. His body did not falter, his wings flapping, creating a time vortex. He predicted the next blow, saw a future where he would disintegrate, but he surpassed it, his will boundless, changing the very nature of creation. They crashed into each other, bodies colliding in a shockwave that shattered galaxies. Dr. Manhattan recreated the 52 universe, images of new worlds forming from nothing, stars and planets swirling. But he laughed loudly, his will superior, reshaping everything as he wished. He turned himself into a crystal statue, but he shattered, recreating from molecules. The characters involved watched from afar, Molecule Man, with his lean body, manipulating molecules to aid him, but to no avail against his will. Ozymandias watched through the screen, planning, while Constantine whispered incantations from the shadows. The voices of the souls echoed, like the wind howling through a crimson crystal palace. The next surprise came when Dr. Manhattan, realizing that Lucifer's will was not just a force, but the infinite nature of the mind, attempted to penetrate his mind. He used molecular manipulation to analyze the structure of his superior brain, turning it into a controllable quantum grid. But Lucifer countered, the infinite will spreading like a tsunami, drowning his mind in an endless sea of consciousness. His vision was a fusion of blue light and red darkness, where stars were swallowed, and reality shattered into sparkling, flying glass. The two come together in a violent climax. Lucifer reveals he can do anything within the realm of creation, unbound by molecules or quantum. He creates a new universe from nothing, where Dr. Manhattan is imprisoned in a quantum crystal cage, the walls vibrating with nuclear energy but unbreakable. He suddenly uses his power to reboot local reality, much like in Dark Knight's Metal, where he changed the entire universe. Blue light explodes, restructuring space, turning the cage into stardust. But Lucifer adapts easily, his infinite will reshaping the reboot into a brief dream, from which he awakens only to find himself weaker. Visions are colliding comets, swirling galaxies, and reality warping like a torn abstract painting. Related characters appear briefly, adding depth to the conflict. Dream, the Sandman, the Lord of Dreams, watches from afar through a crystal ball, witnessing the battle as part of a grand narrative. Mazikeen, with his fierce half-demon face, assists Lucifer by summoning souls from hell, forming an army of darkness to surround him. Ozymandias, from far away on Earth, watches through a quantum telescope, recognizing the disparity of power. Connecting to the previous chapter, the initial encounter now leads to this climax, where Lucifer's divinely fallen origins become the ultimate advantage, surpassing Dr. Manhattan's history of nuclear preemption and immortal isolation. The climax reaches its climax when Lucifer reaches out to touch his energy core, the infinite will penetrating deep into his molecules, turning them into his tools. The final vision of the chapter is a massive explosion of energy, where blue light is swallowed by red darkness in the ruins of a shattered reality, where cosmic fragments floated like shattered stardust. Lucifer Morningstar stood firm, his gleaming white wings enveloping the remaining space. His infinite will spread like an invisible wave, reshaping everything as he wished. Dr. Manhattan, his blue body fading under the enormous pressure, made a last effort. He focused all his molecular manipulation power, trying to recreate himself from nothing, turning the air into solid flesh. The blue light flashed once more, shining through the void, reflecting countless collapsing realities. But Lucifer only needed a thought, the infinite will penetrating deep into his quantum core, turning every molecule into nothingness, like extinguishing a faint flame. His vision was a fading blue light, giving way to a crimson darkness, with the distant stars twinkling as silent witnesses. Lucifer won easily, his infinite power far surpassing his finite molecular manipulation. He had more feats, from creating new universes to shaping creation, while he was merely the product of a man-made accident. Dr. Manhattan accepted defeat, his body dissolving into nothingness, leaving the universe peacefully under Lucifer's control. He returned to the Lux Bar in Los Angeles, sitting on a crystal throne, smiling over a glass of blood-red wine, observing the world through the sparkling glass windows. After his victory, Lucifer Morningstar wandered the realms, his infinite will still reverberating, reshaping the fragments of reality left from the war. His vision was of swirling galaxies, recombining into new forms, with meteors falling like red fire. He stopped on Mars, where Dr. Manhattan had built a crystal palace, now a ruin glittering in the red sunlight. Lucifer touched them, turning them into a hellish garden, with flowers of fire blooming and souls wandering.